Austria's Chancellor Karl Nehammer says he will resign in the coming days, both as Chancellor and party leader, after talks about forming a coalition government collapsed. The Chancellor said his party, the Conservative People's Party, and the Social Democrats had failed to agree on key issues. The Liberal News, another party involved in the talks, also pulled out on Friday. In September, the far-right Freedom Party won an unprecedented victory in Austria's general elections, but the other parties ruled out forming coalition with the FPO's leader, Herbert Kiel. The collapse of the talks could lead to conservatives negotiating with the far-right or to a new election taking place, analysts have said. Truth be told, I don't really see the conservatives being able to hold talks, even having the idea of forming coalition with the far-right. It is something that will be unpredictable, but you never can tell, because politicians generally almost all over the world are the same. The only thing they see is their interests. The only thing they seek out for is how to be more influential, how to become more rich. But I see high chances of new elections being conducted in Austria this year. Just like next month, Germany will be going to the poll after the coalition government that was ruling Germany collapsed. So I see more of Austria holding new elections this year, of which, be it the Conservative Party or the Social Democrats or the other parties, will now go and sit down and do their homework very well and be able to cover the grounds in which the far right were able to cover in order for them to win the unprecedented election in September. That is what I predict myself. The Russia's friendly FPO has been a ruling coalition before. It will likely welcome a new election, as opinion polls suggest its popularity has grown further since September. So you see, the far right, which is Russia friendly, don't even want to form coalition with anybody. They will want a new election to be conducted in Austria because their popularity has risen. That is to say that they are more than confident that they will win the majority to be able to run the government alone without having to seek to form any coalition with anybody. The party has called for Social Democrat leaders Andreas Bella to also resign and say President Alexander Van der Bellen bears a significant share of responsibility for the chaos that has arisen and the loss of time. The FPO won almost 29% of the vote in September's election. The People's Party came second with the 26.3%, and the Social Democrats third with 21%. The FPO was founded by former Nazis in the 1950s. That is the far-right party. It was formed by the Nazis in the 1950s. 2 days before last year's general election vote, some of its candidates were caught on videos at a funeral where an SS song was sung. The party later denied the song, dating back to 1814, had any link to National Socialist sentiments. So, truth be told, since the far right, based on their recent popularity, is thinking that they have the higher chances more than anybody to win the election, they won't even care if at all the conservatives want to form a coalition with them. So what does this tell you? The bottom line remains that a new election might be in the corner in Austria this year. So what does it equally mean? It means that every hand from other political parties must be on deck, if at all they don't want the far right alone to run the government in Austria. And on the other side, the popularity of the far right is seriously rising in Europe, and any day the far right have the majority in Brussels, some of the traditions, some of the principles, some of the things that give birth to that European Union, which the far right must not totally honor, that might trigger the collapse of the European Union.